Oh shit! Oh shit!
Run.
That's right, folks. Run. We are back here with another installment of The Problem With That. And tonight's problem with that, this is something that I've been dealing with not just recently, even though more recently, but just the fact that I've been dealing with it over Facebook because I've been on Facebook for over 9 years. Facebook started out as an exchange of ideas. Your own personal page. A piggyback to MySpace. MySpace was MySpace. I could tell how this page was doing. Hell, I knew who my top friends were because I got to rank them. Oh, wow, your feelings got hurt? I'm pretty sure Mark Zuckerberg's feelings got hurt back in the day because he wasn't ranked high on some friends' MySpace pages. I mean, Facebook was started off of a hot or not creation. If you really wanted to get on Facebook back in the day, you had to have a college email address. You couldn't just have an email address. You had to have a college email address. So I don't see why Facebook has grown in the last 8 to 9 years. What the fuck it is today. Today is a shit show. It is a platform that censors speech, stops people from expressing their opinions. And we just saw that with the doctors and nurses and pretty much doctors. There was no nurses in the group. They were all doctors talking about certain treatments for COVID. Why is this getting censored? And it got censored because, these doctors, yes, they're real doctors, but their opinion doesn't mean anything. Even though if you go back and look at their extensive history, you've got 15 to 20 years of experience within just one. And this is not just one of those doctors. If you add up the years of experience between the doctorates and the doctors that came out and spoke about the masks and the mandates and the hydrochloroquine and the treatments and what we could do to try to help prevent and hinder and reduce cases and deaths and everything else. These doctors have 150 to 200 years worth of experience. And from what I gather, that's how you classify a group. Well, this one has 20, this one has 20, this one has 10, this one has 15, this one has 18. Add them all together, and that's the group's total. So if it's good on certain aspects, why isn't it good now? Oh, it goes against the narrative. It goes against what we just seen in our own government here in Ohio. Fucking DeSwine. DeSwine tested positive, so he couldn't see the president. And within 24 hours, him, his staff, his wife, and everything else tested negative. So 100% positive to 100% negative, and that's legit. But yet, Facebook allows it. Facebook allows all that. We're going to go here. I'm not even going to do number 2. I'm going to do, is it number 4? What's number 4? Oh, yeah, number 4. So this was my very first, you committed against our community standards for hate speech. Yes, folks, I got flagged for Facebook community standards on hate speech. Well, here's what it is. Your community standards goes against our community standards for hate speech. No one else can see this comment. We have standard it. This was the comment. But I thought this cracker-ass cracker was to stand up and speak out now to help. Damn, I'm so confused as a white person right now. That was flagged as hate speech. Because I guess if I call myself a cracker-ass cracker, I'm hate speeching myself. That's right, folks. I guess for me calling myself a cracker-ass cracker, that's hate speech. Don't hate speech against yourself, folks, because, well, you might actually fall into the you violated community standards on Facebook. What the fuck? It gets better, folks. Trust me. As we're going on right now, this is just going to get better and better. So, yesterday, I think this was yesterday. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh, no, this was June 5th. So, this was 2 months ago. I get this. This is because you previously didn't follow our community standards. What happens next if you violate again? You are posting comments for 24 hours. We understand mistakes happen. We didn't restrict your account. Well, of course they didn't restrict my account because my account's not gone, and they can't do that. Again, if Facebook is going to be a open source platform for people to express their opinions, express their things, their community standards really need to change. And we're going to talk about that because this is their community standards, folks. So, and the link's down below. Go look this up for yourself. It has an introduction. Everyday people use Facebook to share their expressions, connect with friends and family, and build communities. You're right. I use Facebook because I can communicate to people that are 7 hours ahead of me in the time zone and live in Germany. Good friends of mine. I hope we all make it out okay. Unfortunately, I do worry about my family, even the one abroad. We recognize how important it is for Facebook to be placed where people feel empowered to communicate, and we take seriously on our role to keep abuse off our service. What the fuck's abuse? I mean, abuse is a fine line when it comes to truth and fucking bullying. It's a fine line. That's why we've developed a set of community standards that outline what it is and what is not allowed on Facebook. So, the develop of community standards is a link. So I click on it. Writing Facebook's rules. Mind you, this is from April 10th of 2019. This is a year and a half ago that this was last updated, folks. Really? If you have standards and rules, those should be updated every 24 fucking hours because there should be somebody taking care of this to make sure what's ever going on. But in the past year, we've been talking about our community standards. Again, another link to another outside source. The rules for what content is and isn't permitted on Facebook, we've explained how they're enforced, an introduction to the terms responsible for that work. Today we're sharing details on how these policies have evolved. Again, multiple links, most people out there nowadays, I mean, I'm already gone 10 minutes right now on this. Most people aren't going to listen to me that long. I want it now. I want it hour. You got a minute and a half to explain it to me and sell it to me. That's it. I should know. I'm in sales. You don't have that long. You have to make your point very quickly, or they're out the door, or they're buying from you. That's how sales and everything works. That's what Facebook is. It's a sales platform. Well, we have all these people pump the ads straight into them, and we don't have to charge them, but thank you for the ad revenue. That's where Facebook makes its money. It's not the policing of ads, the falsification of ads, the oh, your post is fake, even though it does get into why they're doing what they're doing, and they're still not doing it right. So, our standards are living set of guidelines that must keep pace with changing happenings online. Shit, happenings online. There was a happening online. I mean, it changes so fucking fast online. You can't really play the winds, even though Facebook is playing the winds. In this video, we explain blah, 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 blah. So, the link down below gets you to the article, the community standards article on Facebook. You can follow the links as I read down through this article, because that was the first one you came to, folks. Outlines what we are allowed and not allowed. All their policies are based on Facebook from our community and the advice of experts in fields such as technology, public safety, and human rights. Well, my human right is to say whatever the fuck I want about whatever Zuckerberg sucking dick wants. I have that right. I do. Prove it to me it's fake. Guess what, Zuckerberg? That should be a fun one for you to do. To ensure that everybody's voice is valued. They don't like what I say. I guess my voice isn't valued. What's value? What's that? We take great care to craft policies that are inclusive of different views and beliefs. Bullshit. We see this with coronavirus. You don't allow different policies across the spectrum. You censor it. You take it down. YouTube's the same way. They've been taking it down because it doesn't follow the narrative. In particular, those people in communities that might otherwise be overlooked or majoritized. Well, that's what we are. The ones that don't want to wear masks, the ones that don't want the vaccine, the ones that know that hydrochloroquine does actually work as a treatment for COVID. You want to silence us. You want to silence those and actually allow that type of medical advice to not get out to the public, because you want the numbers to rise. You want the death rate to rise. You want everybody to fear and loathe and do what we say and everything else. You can't do that, folks. Free country, it cannot happen. Germany is a good example. They just had a giant march on Berlin. They know fascism. They know where it comes from, and they've been taught how to recognize it. And guess what? They're standing up and talking about this fascist government and fascist agenda that's coming down the pipeline over the world. So, that was just the introduction to Facebook's. I mean, they go through authentication where what you post is wrong. Well, I've already pulled up some of that stuff, and I don't think I'm going to do it again. But it has to do with this too. Which way did I have to go? That's the way I had to go. My account, I woke up to this morning, folks. My account was restricted for 20 hours. Now, mind you, I've been asleep for 5. So, it wasn't the full 24 hours, but some of my posts got flagged. Follow community standards. Now, the 2 posts that are here are Adolf Hitler quotes. These are quotes from a website on what Adolf Hitler said. And the post that I did was speaking about, listen to what he says and what's going on in the United States right now. It's all in good. Now, I had to get up. I couldn't share. I went to share memories. I went to do what I normally do in the morning on Facebook, and I couldn't do it. What the fuck? Okay, here's a notification. My account's restricted. because of this. Now, I can get any more. I couldn't go back. This says August 6th, but those posts were from like 4 or 5 months ago. I mean, well, probably 3 or 4 months ago, but still, to go back on Facebook and actually figure out what was going on, where these posts were at, and everything else. I couldn't click on them. I couldn't do any of that. I just had to say, "Oh, okay," and it gave me a chance to rebuttal. Now, good thing I did rebuttal because I got this as a response. We're sorry. We got this wrong. We reviewed your post again, and it does follow our community standards. So just because I said, oh, yeah, but the fact that I had to do that from a post from a couple months ago when I woke up this morning just to be able to talk to and or communicate through Facebook, it was fucking bullshit. The AI or however they do this, I honestly don't know. I'm pretty sure it's AI first, and when I rebuttal, it goes to a fucking human person. I'm pretty sure those were the standards that, I guess, goes against their guidelines. So we'll keep going. Authentication, the real. Safety. We are committed to making Facebook a safe place. Well, it's either freedom of speech or safe. There is no other because people are going to get offended. Just because I'm offended doesn't mean you're offended. Just because you're offended doesn't mean I'm offended. Again, to make it a safe place, you are fucking with freedom. You can't do it. You can't do both. So we either have a community of freedom of expression or we don't. And unfortunately, Facebook is not that freedom of expression anymore, even by its own community guidelines. Privacy. Dignity. Fuck you, motherfucker. I don't give a shit how big or how little your dignity gets when I talk to you. If I'm going to talk to you in a respectful manner, which I do on Facebook, I don't call names. I don't call out people. I don't put them into groups. I don't do any of that. I have an honest conversation, just like I do on here. Why do people feel that they have to backlash with, and there's where it all starts. People backlash, people stereotype, people, motherfucker, you don't know shit. Well, tell me what I don't know. You're not having an argument, you're not having a discussion. You're just saying, you don't know shit. I know what's real, you don't. Well, bullshit. Let's have a debate. Let's talk about it. Let's actually communicate. That is what this needs to be, not the bullshit one-sided. This is corporate America and corporate politics actually saying this can be said, this can't be said, this can be said, this can't be said, because that's what you got right now. And unfortunately, it's just going to get worse over the next couple months. And we can keep going through the policies again. It's down in the description. Now, mind you, so I got this. Well, this is a link. Hard questions. Where do we draw the line on expression? Again, this is a link in what I just showed you guys. Where do you draw the line? Well, Facebook doesn't know, and Facebook is very one-sided. They're saving their ass. That's a company that's not going to allow another person or entity to take them down without saving their ass. That's corporate business. That's contracts. That's life. Learn how to save your own ass. Fortunately, Facebook, that was 5. That was 4. So I didn't see one here. No, I guess we did see them all. Again, I mean, this is just bullshit. I mean, churches are getting shut down. Churches are being censored. Scripture is being censored. I mean, everything is being censored. It doesn't matter what you say. If you don't agree with the narrative of lockdown, keep quiet, stay in your house, wear a mask, do what we say, put that muzzle on, and don't bark back. Respectfully, folks, I'm going to bark back.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Run.